Hey there guys, what's going on man? It's your boy Shun from channel 108. Today I'm going to show you guys the flowchart on how to get better gear, and I'm going to separate this into three different partitions. It's going to be beginner, intermediate, which is kind of mid progression, and to end game. So first off, you see on the screen here the beginner. What you really want to aim for is that, you know, level 70 attack set from the Adventurous Path at the end, where you promote your hero to a 6-star. So that set is very good. You want to get that and plus 15 it. You might get lucky with the substats, and one good DPS can carry you through all adventure. So then, you know, there's going to be 85 gear that you need to look at, 88 gear, as well as 90 gear, which is the end game right now for you in Epic 7. A side note here is that there is the check-in set for certain events, like what's happening right now. You get two 75 sets. One is the attack set and the other is the HP set, I believe. And then if you get those, then it's gonna progress, you know, your overall gameplay and accelerate it, you know, very good. And then so obviously scrolling down here, go for that adventure set, the level 70 set here with 2 crit pieces and 4 attack pieces. This is level 70. So get that ASAP by, you know, following the Adventurous Path and clear everything on the way. And then afterwards, during the Adventurous Path, you don't want to go to the Steel Workshop yet. Just save up those crafted materials, and we'll get to that in a bit. So then when you're clearing your story, you're gonna get, you know, currency to go into, you know, normal raid, abyss. So each day you get 3 abyss token here. Definitely check out the abyss leech gear, the 70, 85, and 88. So first off, you're gonna hit up the level 70 leech gear. It's gonna be good on a single target bruiser like Ken or any other DPS that, you know, need any gear basically at this point. So that's the leech gear you can get from abyss. And then moving on to the lab here, you can get the Uberit set here, but it's not that strong anymore, but it's still gear you can get. And you need to clear Labyrinth for currency to get neck and ring charms anyway. So lastly, we're gonna get to raid here. With raid, with normal raid here, you can farm currency. You know, the chest piece here is really good for a healer. I'm gonna, you know, talk about that in a video after if you want to see it. So you need 10 badges to get 1 chest piece for your healer. And then the immunity play here is really good too if you want to get into PvP later on. And then as you progressing, you're gonna hit up Sidonia here. They're here. You're accomplishing 2 things here. First, you can farm for the 71 pieces, the attack pieces. And also, I think there is a destruction pieces here as well, where you can try to get them. And, you know, while you're farming for these pieces, if you like, is to mainly get the Orbis for your Alchemist Steeple as well as the Steel Workshop. So the reason for that is for Steel Workshop, you want to, you know, minimize your gold cost and material needed to craft your in-game stuff, right? So work on your workshop while you farm Sidonia, clearing adventure. And also Alchemist Steeple is going to be important. This is my setup for 333 for workshop, Steel Workshop, and then 033 for Alchemist Steeple. The important thing about Alchemist Steeple is that when you clear Adventure's Path, you get these materials, which is lower in grade. So you can convert those to higher tier grade materials to craft level 85 gear. Okay, so that's gonna be later on in the video if you'd like to check that out. And then obviously Automaton Tower is very strong here. You know, it's a monthly thing, so try to clear as high as you can, because you could acquire the speed HP ring here for your healers or tank, and then you can get attack set, crit attack percentage ring, which is very nice. There's other pieces here as well you can check out when you do them. And then obviously when you get your thing on farm here, check out the arena stuff, the conquest point gear here. This is really getting into the almost, high mid-game, end-game type deal, because these 88 sets are quite powerful. You get to have 3 main 88 sets: the attack set here, the destro set, the speed set, and the hit set. So I'll have a link to a video where I talk about the conquest point and how you spend them. But definitely do get this these pieces. They're really powerful. And then now we're moving into endgame hunts here, as you can see. And then, Wyvern 11 and Wyvern 13 is your main thing you need to focus on. So first Wyvern 11 and then 13 as your character gets stronger. So, go read up on how to set up Wyvern teams. And then after you get your farm on, your full autoed, get the mats and gold. And then this is where you start beginning to craft in a 333 steel workshop. Okay. And then what you do with the trash gear is during the craft, right, you might not get the best piece, so you're gonna get some 88 trash gear here. What you do is you go to the alchemist steeple and then you do the equipment conversion right here, which enables you to get another chance at getting rolling 85 equipment, which can be pretty dope. And then afterwards, do a hell raid here. After you got your normal raid on farm, you're strong enough to do hell raid. There's 88 pieces there, which you can use. The blade is good. I'm gonna talk about that in the video. So if you like to just skip there, just push this timestamp. So hell raid, these are all endgame gear. 88 pieces, Wyvern 11, 55 pieces, and then you do the reforge, the weapon reforge. After you got like the ideal boots or whatever, you can convert your 85 pieces into level 90 gear, and this is the end game right here. That's it, 85, 90. So but you're gonna farm a lot of Wyvern 13 here. And it's best to have a decked out Wyvern 11 team for speed and stuff like that. And so first off, for beginners, you will want to gear up your main DPS with your best DPS gear, and your healer with the second best healing gear like HP speed. So what happened for me on this alt account was that they were giving away free sets. So for my Avaldred here, the best way to get gear is to actually play when there is an event going on, a login event or a beginner event, such as what's happening right now for Epic 7. And I just simply put this on my Valdred, and he's gonna be able to clear Cydonia and Unrecorded History. Those are the places where you want to farm for decent gear. So this set's already very good. It's giving my Valdred a lot of good stats: 3k attack, 162 speed, almost crit cap, and 250 crit hit damage. So he's gonna truck down everything, because I just cleared 1010. I haven't even started Cydonia yet. So the progression will be, try to get the attack set going. So if you're not playing when there is an event like this, then you might need to aim for an adventure set, which I'm going to show you later. So this alt account I had for a while, and they gave me a free 85 speed set for returning, so might not be reasonable for new players, so I'm going to move on. So as you can see, you can click this girl icon here. It brings you to the adventure's path. So when you're starting, it gives you these mats for leveling up. So you get this level 27 HP set. You put it on Raz, and then you can use these attack gear, and you don't have to level them up that much. You can just use the trash gear you get from clearing the story to level up them to around up to 6, maybe plus 6, and that's it. I'll stop there. And then as you go on, you get other sets like this 41 set health set. You can put it on Raz, or any healer would be nice. And you keep progressing, playing through 3-7. So by that time, you already have enough gear to clear everything, and then you have the steel set. You can put it on a single target DPS if you like. That's 4-1 already. So just keep clearing Adventurous Path, and eventually I wouldn't level too much or spend too much leveling material on these low level sets. You just, the main focus is that you should get the adventure set ASAP. So this is the first 55 set, right? So you can put some effort into this one, so then help you clear faster, which allow you to, progress in this adventures path. So ultimately, without the events and stuff, you like to get this level 70 adventure set. And I'm gonna show you guys. It is on my other account because I don't have it on this particular account yet. So then after you clear 1010, I recommend you to just go to Cydonia right away, because you can farm AP and get this 71 attack set sort of thing. They're really good too. They have speed, crit chance, attack. So depending on your role, you can, get them. But it's gonna take a bit to farm, because AP, you might need 400 of them to really buy this piece. So something you might want to consider. So one thing you'd like to keep in mind is that there is this thing called crafting material conversion. So when you clear the story, you're gonna get like a bunch of mats, like 300, 400 of them. I don't remember. So try not to craft the gear with these low level crafted materials. So you want to save all of them, except for that one quest that you need to do is to craft 10 gear, right? So just use the lowest mats, the lowest one, and then eventually you have to clear the hunts up to a certain degree to unlock this recipe. So then you can begin converting all these things into the highest match, which allows you to create level 85 gear. Okay, so definitely start clearing the story and get the Orbis, which allows you to improve your building status, because crafting is going to be a major way to get your better gear. So on the crafting part, better to 3-3 all your buildings before beginning crafting level 85 gear. And also a lot of people are going to focus on Wyvern 11 mostly because of the speed set. Speed is going to be very important in PvP, as well as some PvE content like Wyvern 13. It's better to have speedy characters so you can take more turns in. And then the offset 2-piece crit set is always nice to have. 4 pieces speed, and then run 2 pieces crit chance to shore up the crit there to reach that crit cap for your DPS. And Golem might not be as popular as Wyvern 11 because at the end of the day, PvP is a big end game thing here in Epic 7. And then Banshee can work towards that later. Maybe a one-shot Banshee team, counter Charles and stuff like that can use Banshee stuff. And then immunity set and rage set's pretty good because some of them are required to one-shot certain Wyvern bosses, not Wyvern, Banshee 13 and stuff like that. Also maybe Golem 13. So with that out of the way, so back to my main account. So as you can see here, when I started playing the game, you can see I've sorted by recent. So I'm gonna show you guys which particular piece I might have used. So going to the labyrinth is one way to get a piece like this. It's not the best, but when you're starting, it's considered pretty good. So I got this piece from the first labyrinth, I believe. So just go on Google and research where you can get the Uberit's spear, like the Uberit's set here. And then you get this armor where you can use for your tank temporarily to, do your Cydonia, do your adventure mode. So when you're first starting, the best way to get there is actually doing adventure mode and some labyrinth, because you need to build labyrinth currency to buy more charms like neck charms and ring charm. So here you can see I went through labyrinth and got these all these boots and stuff, because you get Labyrinth token anyway, might as well just run them. And then this set, I think it was free from the might have been the Adventurous Path, right? So I invest minimally in these just to get by. You don't have to plus 12 like me here. And then you get this, I think you get this whole set right here, along with the crit neck and stuff like that, with attack. So use these as fodder gear, your main DPS perhaps. So the main thing I want to talk about is this particular boots here you can get, which is I think it was 8-7 Garden of the Shadow Stars. So this is one of the first speed boosts you can acquire with attack and crit hit chance, because the fourth stat is random. So maybe I got lucky here, and you know, I've been using this for a while when I started, so this is the first maybe speed boots you can consider. And then here we get to the adventure set here that you get after you promote a hero to 6-star. So I've used this set for a very long time on my Valdred. So if you get lucky with the rose, you can get high attack here and more speed perhaps. More crit hit chance would have been nice. So I plus 15 this set right away on, you know, whichever DPS you have, Dogwalker or Farmer. So this set's gonna bridge your, you know, progression from beginner to mid-level. And then you get these next two. The crit hit damage is very nice, and the crit hit chance here, so just plus 15 this. And then here and there within the, you know, clearing the adventure mode, you get pieces like these. Like you could keep them, but you know, it's optional if you want to level them up high to a high level, right? So this is about it for my beginner's gear. And then afterwards I, you know, do Sidonia and stuff. After, at least you can do Sidonia for those additional attack gear, which is right here. This attack weapon, I think, costs 400 AP. This is gonna help gear your maybe second or third DPS. That's gonna help you clear more Abyss and Loot Tower or Automaton Tower. So this is the one of the neck you should get too. Crit hit damage with attack power. It's in Sidonia, so just clear the story. You see it at the AP shop. But the disadvantage of this is you have to clear the story and then do the quest to unlock the AP reward system, and then you can get this. So it might be a bit tedious, but this set is very good. The 71 Ancient Charadron set here. So you get the ring. So these 4 pieces you can acquire for your DPS. And then I think this hat is really good. You get from Sidonia as well. I don't recall correctly, but here you can put this, definitely put this on your healer, no doubt. And then these are crafted. I'm gonna talk about the Automaton Tower, because you can get rings like these once you start clearing up to the higher 85s ish. So I don't remember exactly, but try to do Automaton Tower as, you know, reach the highest level as possible, because you get to pick a ring like this with health, speed. So you can put this on a healer like Angelica or whoever you want. And then after, sometimes you do get lucky with these kind of rings here, which you can use like 65 gear, 70 gear to bridge that gap. And definitely do Automaton Tower, because you can get these rings, attack and attack percentage with crit. So these are pretty good bridging gear. It's not the perfect piece, but definitely helps you. So you get this Ancient Charadron Warrior's chest from Sidonia as well. So there's a lot of gear to be had. And then let's move on. Also, I think as you clear the Labyrinth, or I think these are from Labyrinth. So I used this on my Ken for a while, like a tank or a healer can use it, like 4 speed set and then 2 HP. So these are the things you can clear by clearing the stories. Moving on, I think this you can get from the story as well. They're alright pieces. And then as you move on, you go on to the Labyrinth. The Abyss. So you start clearing Abyss, you get this level 71 gear, which is good for people like Commander Lorena if you decide to build her, or even Ken single target bruisers. So definitely start clearing Abyss, because there's, aside from the leech cess, there's a lot of, you know, leveling mats runes, greater runes, penguins, Molagora. So always do abyss when you can, till to the point where you can't beat certain things. Then you go back to the grind and rinse and repeat, going back and forth. So this leech set is also very good. It's from the labyrinth. Sorry, it's from the abyss. So start clearing abyss so you can get these other pieces for your bruisers or whoever it is. And then after that, you can farm, like, mainly for beginner labyrinth, hit up abyss and get these level 71 geared, which can help you progress a lot. Also, moving on to perhaps normal raid. So for those, one of the best things you can get from normal raid is this particular speed armor right here. Let me do it by speed. So I think over time you save up enough tokens, you can get this Osmanus fighter's armor. Basically, I have like at least 5-6 of them. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I have 2 pieces I haven't been leveled. So this I use this a lot on my healer and tanks. So for this piece, I'm using on my Angelic Montmorency right now. It has high health and defense plus a bit of speech, which she can benefit from. You want to always build healer with speed set. You want them to cycle and heal more. So you can have this piece here. Who's using this piece right now still? So Elena's using it. So there's a lot of longevity to this particular armor in normal raid. So definitely do normal raid ASAP so you can start building your healer, shoring up their stats. Yeah, basically all the healer are using this Osmanus fighter's armor. So plus 15 more speed. So if you get lucky, you can roll, maybe get 2 digits even, right? But a lot of times rolls into health. So Tamarind uses this. So I have 2 more here. And another way to get gear is just play the game, and then you sometimes they have Christmas events like this. You can get a piece like this for free because they just give it out, right? So the Christmas set is here to show you. Sometimes they do give out certain gear here. And from the exchange from normal hell raid with the badges, another notable weapon is this Osmanus fighter's dagger. It's immunity. So when you max level it like that, the stats is pretty decent. 425 attack, and then with speed, crit chance attack, those are pretty good for speed characters. Or any kind of DPS bruiser. So who's using this right now? Lilius is using this, because it gives health attack. She could definitely use the speed and crit chance as well. And then I still need to kind of max these to shore up the characters' fighting stats, but this might not be priority. I think the armor is a lot better because you need to build up your healers to help progress. So that's about it for the beginner stuff. Automaton Tower, Abyss, Labyrinth, stick with these 3. So just keep clearing them ASAP. So as you clear the story, hit up Sanctuary. You're gonna begin to max out your buildings like me. So for my Alchemist Depot, it's 3-3 right now. So focus on building up your Sanctuary, because for mid to end game, you're gonna start using these a lot more. So, but however, you need to really level them up. So 3-3 here. These are the things: reduce gold requirements. In gold, you need gold to do crafting and leveling up with charms. And then definitely get the Artisaner's Furnace here. It gives you rare, so you want epic. It's 12%, so maybe like 1 every 10 piece you craft. And reduce resource required for crafting. So 3-3 this, no brainer. You have to do that as a beginner. And then once again going over the crafting materials. So as you can see here, say if I want to craft more speed stuff, and then you have these free, they give you like 300 of these Mana Drake Claw. Basically it takes a bit of gold, but convert them and then use this to craft your equipment. The Abyss Drake Claws. After you convert all of them, just go back here, workshop, crafting, and then you craft yourself, left side, things like that, like a good blade maybe, or a good helm or chest piece, or even neck and ring here. A lot of people like to go for speed boots here because you need speed for everything. So an example is after you converted and upgraded all your workshop to 333 and then take craft away, chance away here. This is moving, you know, towards endgame stuff where you need luck to get good gear sometimes. Which bring me to talking about what you want to look for in a piece of gear. Like for DPS, maybe the perfect thing I'll show you here is the helm I got from Gladiator. Actually, before this, I forgot to mention that one way to get really good gear is from doing your conquest points daily. If you haven't seen that video yet, check on the top right corner. I explain why you should do conquest points, and it's actually one of the best way to acquire here in the shop here. So I'm gonna put a top right corner. I don't want to go over again because I already done it before. I tell you which piece to buy first, which arena piece to buy first with your conquest point, and I break down the analysis of, you know, what makes a good piece of gear. So going back to you know, how to get better gear is actually, you know, you gotta choose the right piece of gear to invest in, because charms and gold takes time to get over time. So you want to invest into a piece that gives maximum amount of return. So here I bought this piece recently. It takes conquest point and the crest, the break crest, so you just have to keep doing your arena. So for this piece, there's attack, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. This trifecta is, you want this for, you know, your DPS. And this is on my Arbiter Vildred. It's giving a lot of good stats. So choosing the right sets and gear is important in knowing how to gear up your character. So Arbiter Vildred is going to be arena. He's going to dog walk. So all these stats is going to help him with his offensive power. And showing you the other pieces here that are really powerful from arena, from the conquest point. So definitely start doing arena as well. So, you know, this armor you don't have to get that yet. So yeah, the boots here is strong, 65 attack, speed, hit chance. It's gonna help bolster your DPS attack power or offensive power. So overall, do arena, conquest point to build up your supply. So this one's good too. Crit hit damage, attack, crit hit chance, the trifecta. Get this neck ASAP for your, you know, dog walker. Is gonna help you cleave through the content. Then moving on. So moving to the intermediate, you know, phase, bridging up to the end game content. So you start clearing abyss here, as you can see. So, you know, level 74, 72 is where you begin to get the 85 leech gear, right? This is actually really useful for single target DPS, maybe Valid. Lorena can use it for sure. So as you progress, you get this set here, which is going to help, you know, build one of your DPS up, right? And then as you continue onwards to end game, this is when you know, got a core team set up, level 60 team, you know, maxed out awaken and all that. Then you begin to get 88 leech piece gear. These are really good. I'm using it on my Valid right now. And then so definitely do abyss, because you could use these to, you know, be end game player, you know, PvP and all that. And then this gonna bridge into doing Asmach, you know, Hell Raid here. You can do it once a month, so I gotta do this right now. So, you know, there are chance you know, the first clear you get these reward. So this trifecta ring is really strong. This boot is not bad for you know, tanking. This neck is good for maybe healer that wants more speed and health, because you might roll into speed. Because the first time clear, I think you get a guaranteed chest, a drop for this. So these 88 gear is going to be really good if you roll luckily into them. Speed here, I've seen one of my guildie got like 14-15 speed. This is one of the big ways to get into end game content. Start getting Hell Raid on farm, and you know, reward for health difficulties. You can get these other various pieces from the bosses that they might drop. So this armor attack set is pretty decent. There's a counter set here, a counter chest piece. So just keep doing, basically get everything on clear. You know, obviously get your normal rate on farm first, and then start doing this for 88 endgame gear. And then afterwards, Automaton Tower, there's good pieces there as well, as I've mentioned before. And then doing endgame stuff, you need really to set up your Wyvern team. If you need to farm this like non-stop, this is the best way to get a lot of gold to craft. First of all, gold for using charms to level up gear. So endgame PvE content for Epic 7 is although farm Wyvern 13. And then there's Golem 13 you can farm for better sets for like HP, attack, and shield, I believe. And then Banshee, you get you know, the set is Destruction, which is useful. Lifesteal maybe not so much. Counter and Destruction is probably the thing that most people farm Banshee 11 for. So endgame endgame better gear, the way to get it is crafting. That's the only way. Get lucky, craft a good piece with substats. So for Osmanic Hunt here, immunity might be a thing to sought after. Rage set. So but these are kind of not as popular as Wyvern 11 because speed set is king in this game. You can get high stats with high speed too, but that takes a lot of effort and time to grind. So if you're casual, take it slow, don't rush it. But if you're competitive, they probably grind hours on end for, you know, more materials to get more opportunities to roll that perfect piece with perfect substats. And also because you can use the critical set as well as the speed set here. So get your Wyvern team set up during the intermediate stage where you're, you know, try to get Labyrinth on farm here. Labyrinth on farm, sorry, not Labyrinth, Osmanicus, the raid on farm here. So each month you get maybe a chance to get a good 88 piece if you get lucky. Also, so just doing a quick recap of which piece is good here. So I just did max enhanced. Maybe I should do recent. So going up here, sorry, give me 1 second. So one big thing I forgot to mention here is the gear reforge. So after, if you craft a bunch of gear, 85 gear you don't need, right? Sorry, not reforge. Once you craft a bunch of gear like 85 that, you know, they're not as good, you can basically go to Alchemist Depot and equipment conversion. That's another chance for you to get a better roll, like an epic piece. So like say, you know, I want to create a neck with like but you need these equipment conversion gems here. Most people sought for the crit hit damage here. Say if you want to make a crit hit damage speed piece, you're gonna want to have pure speed 85 equipment, so then you can fill up the gauge to the max here. But if you decide to use the other pieces here, the percentage will, you know, you can go 55% either a speed set or destruction set. So ideally you want, you know, all speed sets, so you get 100% speed set, the outcome, and crit hit damage as the main stat here. So this is one way to, you know, have another chance at decent gear, but from my experience it's still kind of scammy. It's not always, they don't always give you good gear. Like it could be I'll show you a piece after, but this is one way to really try to have more opportunity after a crafting session. So you can craft helm, chest pieces. So chest pieces, you have to use this one because the flat stat, right? So boots, maybe a spare of speed boots. So you need flat stat speed here. Make sure it's that. Select, and then you can beginning, you know, going for that perfect piece of speed boost. So same deal. So if I don't want these boots, right, make sure they're not good, obviously. And then you click on crit, and then I need one more crit. So here, this is a better example. So all I need is one more crit boots, which I don't have, right? So it'll be 100% crit chance. But if you put a random one, so it kind of toggles the set percentage, it might come out counter because of that 11%. So don't risk it if you really need to have that boot with that set and speed. Okay, so it takes 100k gold as always, and then you craft it, and then the outcome might be good. So this is one way to get more gear. And then the last very end game thing you do is reforging. So when you farm Wyvern 13 and stuff like that, you get these what you call it, these shards, these ancient dragon's heart. It takes 200 to, you know, reforge it to level 90 gear. When you do that, the flat stat increases by 25, and then this is by, you see how it bumps up the percentages here. So this blade can get to 41% with 25 more attack, and then the stats here is a little bit better. So you gotta watch, you know, how reforging works and learn how it works. And this is something you might need to learn later. But from what I've heard is, you know, if you roll, there's 5 rolls, right? 3 times 5 is 15. So if you roll like speed, for instance, here, the 5, you get 5 speed up, and then if you roll one time into that one stat, it's gonna bump it up one time. So ideally you want to always work with epic gear when you're doing reforging. So not maybe flat stats, not something you want. And so I think the speed boots reforge is what people go for first. Personally, I made my speed boots, and I'll show you guys in a bit. So this is the very ultimate end game, how to get better gear, is to get level 90 gear with better stats. So here we have, I want to show you the gear I have. Obviously I'm not a hardcore competitive player, so you can't compare me to those other YouTubers that have level 90 gear and all that, because, you know, I play this consistently, but not at that level because it's kind of stressful for me. So you gotta pick a playstyle that suits you. You know, you want to have fun and not stress out, but you want to win as well. So obviously I invested a lot into, yeah, this Hellray blade's really good. I forgot to speak about that. Hellray, if you accumulate a 10 of those badges, you can buy a blade like this, and you can roll ridiculous speed or attack. See, this one I have 27, but you cannot reforge 88 gear. That's the thing. So this is one of the blade you get from Hellray. So always get Hellray on farm. That's one way to get a really good speed blade. And then you can see I still use some of these lower level gear just to get the CP up, so I can do the world boss and get a higher rating. So this is from crafting. Some of them are from crafting. And then these are the arena pieces. I use all of these for sure. And I think you get this from Adventure somewhere. Adventure set, free set. I'm using a lot of free sets. After, these are crafted armor for sure. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Free gear from I think Side Story, the Valentine's Day. But also I think this is from the Automaton Tower, maybe 78 gear. 75 is the free gear, I believe, that they're giving out right now. So this is one example of a crafted neck that didn't turn out so well. Like this one, speed. I wanted to roll more speed, but you know, it rolled into attack. It's usable. And this is the rage piece I crafted recently. I was trying to get high attack, so I was kind of, you know, gambling a bit. But I had a lot of resources, so it's not something you might want to do. 88 leech pieces on valid. A lot of the Automaton Tower. This is how you get a lot of healer and tank rings from the Automaton Tower. So do it. Clear as much as you can. But these are boots from Reforge. So this is the results I've gotten. It's mediocre, but it fits the stats. Heal. Maybe I need to swap this to a person. Yeah, Ras can use effectiveness. And then Crow here. This one, you know, but the unfortunate thing is Reforged Gear takes another type of currency, which is very hard to get, or harder. So, you know, I might reforge this piece for my Crow because I like the health and defense here. But these are all Reforged Gear, so sometimes you get lucky here. Sorry, the set is not that amazing, but you know, something I shoot for. If this had attacked, it would have been way better. And then this is decent piece I've got recently. Like the flat attack is not good, but I was desperate for some speed boots, so you gotta do with what you have. I think that's about it. And you can get some gear from World Boss too. Sometimes you get lucky. You might get a piece like this from World Boss. So try to get SSS on your World Boss. The chest drop, sometimes drop these good helms. And certainly, yeah, don't forget to World Boss. So I have one Reforged Gear so far. So this is the one I have on my Bazaar. So you know, you always want speed because you want to open in arena as always. Like go first, get your cleave in, get your debuff in or whatnot. So I reforged this, came out pretty decent, not the best. The health it's alright, the attack's alright, crit damage. It's not the trifecta, but hey, you gotta make do with what you